So in my beauty and makeup journey, there was definitely a time that I was using everything. Even up to recently, there were steps, products, styles of things I would be doing in my beauty routines that I just don't really need. I never needed them, but I thought I did. I think less is truly more. And yes, that's the style of makeup at the moment, but it's also more fun to be able to do the things that I love to do with my makeup and then move on with my life. For example, primer might be one thing that I still like, but if I have the great foundation of some good skincare that I've already done this morning on my face, I don't need to do an extra layer of anything to make my skin have that smooth, polished base to put my concealer on top of, which I did this morning. So if you've got a good routine that's working for your face, you don't necessarily need all that. What do I do now? Now what I do is more skincare in the mornings, and I allow time to layer up. And using that time, I have found less was more. I could just focus on the products that my skin really needed. So that way, when I am doing what might seem like a lighter coverage concealer, that could be all I need to really set up the base for me, instead of needing skincare plus a thick primer plus the next thing I'm going to be talking about. So really, if you find the good skincare that helps you and has some great benefits, it will act as that primer for you and set your skin up for success. I'm loving that right now, and it's saving me on acne as well. But in these hotter phases of the year that we're going into, it's so nice to have less on the face. The next thing your girl does not need anymore are those heavy foundations. What I'm using instead of some of those thicker coverage foundations is what you're seeing me use already this morning. When I was skipping the primer, I'm also being able to skip the heavy foundations. These are some great concealers that I've been using. These are the Do It All It Cosmetics concealers, and you don't just have to use these, because one of my other favorites that I've been using instead of a concealer even is the foundation, is my Natasha Denona concealer, because this for me, I just need a little dabble do ya. I like to brighten with that other product, but then I just kind of go in little bits. What I'm letting go of with those thicker foundations is really that mask of makeup that can move, that can melt, especially when we're dealing with humidity. I just left Texas for a little family getaway, and when I tell you, we be sweating. It was hot. I live in Florida, so I'm just telling you, I experience a lot of hot. Skin tints, concealers, just some of those more base products are really less is more, and you don't have to be in your 20s. Cooper's over here with a bone right now. I'm sorry. We just picked them up this morning. So if you hear any puppy noises, it's Cooper. Cooper, why you licking your leggy? What you doing? Silly boy. Right now, the only thing I have on my face are those concealers and the skincare from this morning. But that is really all my skin is needing to feel glowy, healthy, have a nice light coverage, because I still want some coverage. But you don't have to be 25 anymore to get away with minimal coverage, because the products have really evolved to be amazing for a variety of skin types. We all know I have bossy pores. I have adult cystic acne that can pop up if it is angry. Right now we're doing okay, but I got a few little blemishes. But everything is looking really nice and alive, not like a mask of makeup. Some days I don't even wear anything at all because my skincare is doing the job for me. So really, the less is more. Something else I'm personally giving up on or don't find I need are those trend driving makeup things. Whether that's a product or a makeup style, when you know what works for you and your face shape and your style, your coloration, you don't maybe want the bold pink blushes that were trending, like the Barbie pink blushes, or maybe the way that the blush applications were. Trends sometimes just made me feel like my natural features weren't good enough when they're my natural face. That's insane. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, does this particular makeup trend fit my lifestyle, fit my face, fit what I like to do in the morning with techniques or time. The crazy different brow trends that keep coming and going are also things that I'm absolutely avoiding. I'm just doing what works for me, my brows, my face shape, contouring sticks, lip plumpers, anything that just isn't working for me or what I want for my face, I'm just not going to subscribe to in my beauty room. I'm not going to subscribe to it with my face, essentially. I think we all have those techniques that we know work for us, and we can evolve it with trends, but not let it take over because a micro trend has popped up, or even a bigger trend, like something that might be a little bit more overt in the makeup world or beauty world in general. You know what I mean? I think we've all also tried some trends that we thought would be cute, but then we look at our face or maybe at photos and we're like, who is that? That doesn't look like me in a way that makes me not like it. So that's another thing, is to just really know what you like. And sometimes you do want to try something out, and that's cool. But if it doesn't suit you, it doesn't have to be something I feel like I have to do. Whereas there was a time where, you know, when makeup trends would be popping around, I'm like, okay, what's this next thing I have to try? We don't have to do anything. So letting some of those things go is pretty liberating. I am so guilty of this in so many different times of my makeup journey, but really the whole just in case category of, I better get this in every color just in case. I better get a backup of this just in case. I'm gonna be darker or lighter in the next season of makeup, of the seasons with warmth and coolness. I better get my favorite foundation in 5 different colors. We all know I have been totally guilty of that. And also highlighters. I have so many highlighters that are bougie, good quality, but high expensive products that I barely touch, but I'm like, oh, but it could look good in the winter. There's nothing wrong with the one that I use all the time either. Not that I've been using a lot of highlighter anyway. Maybe that's another video of the things that I still have in my collection that I'm not really touching. Oh, do you want to see that? Let me know in the comments below. What that really resulted in from having backups or the just in case category, or, you know, maybe I have 5 different brow products and I don't need 5 different brow products, is things get expired. Things end up going to waste when you're really just trying to save yourself maybe time. Like that was the goal, was I'll have this as a backup so I don't have to go out and purchase something else. I'll be able to seamlessly move from season to season or makeup to makeup. But really what that does is gives you excess. There's clutter. Then you need to do declutters when you forgot about something because they got moved. Things get expired. Sale panic and FOMO have been really big drivers in sales in beauty for a long time, of like, oh, it's the Ulta 21 day sale. Oh, it's the Sephora VIB sale. Whatever it is, it can really drive purchases that we don't need. We're just like, oh, it's a deal right now and I will eventually use it, or I think I will. And maybe sometimes we do, but then other times we don't. And then they just live in a drawer. And then sometimes we forget about them. We go out and purchase other things. New stuff comes on trend. This is how this cycle keeps continuing. So those are things that I'm just letting go of for myself personally. This next one's gonna sound really weird to talk about because we all love an eyeshadow palette, including myself. But the excessive amount of eyeshadow palettes you have seen over my last few declutters, I feel like over the past 2 years, I've really been getting into that drawer specifically and discovering what am I using and what am I not using. Because when you're using less makeup on your face, like I'm saying, I'm getting rid of those heavy foundations. I'm not really doing the 20 million steps of just base product anymore. I'm getting into the more quality skincare, the things that I enjoy doing with my makeup. That doesn't always compute to a 30-minute eyeshadow look like I was doing so long ago. And I'm kind of going into more minimalist eyeshadow looks, including recently, I have been constantly hunting for an old school dupe for a ColourPop shadow I loved, the Going Rogue with a more pearlized base to it. I've been playing around with some more singles from Ulta that I've really liked, but it's a single. So I don't need a full palette for that. I also was just traveling and just brought these little tiny bite-sized neutral shadows with me versus even any of my 9-pan palettes. Forget the bigger ones, not even the 9-pans. We're talking this size. Because I've kind of felt like I needed an eyeshadow palette or vibe or look for every mood, every outfit, every season, or something new would come out and I'd be like, I don't have anything like that. It's giving me the makeup itch. It's making me want it. But did I need it? Have I used it? Maybe it's just like wisdom comes with time when we are building up our makeup collections and seeing what we actually reach for, what we actually use. But I feel like the biggest piece of collections in most beauty spaces can be the eyeshadow palette drawer, or palette drawers, plural, locations in the beauty room, wherever you store them. I also tend to find I maybe just have some old school favorites that I love to reach into, get that pan on them, feel way more successful using them versus having a variety of similar or a variety of different palettes. It is still important to experiment for me and to try new things, and that's fine. It's just when it goes into excess of having so much, as you've seen here on my channel. But I think a lot of people can be easily guilty of this when it comes to getting excited, like we talked about, for sales or for a new trend. But I find it just leads to clutter and not a lot of final use or ongoing use. What I've been sticking to are some of my favorites, and then I kind of go into the one and dones. And I make my routine simplified, still exciting though, still adventurous with makeup when I want to be, but I don't feel like I need to go buy the latest and greatest new palette just because, yeah, I love a particular brand and they have a new drop. If the color isn't speaking to me, if it's something I already have, I don't feel like I need to go and buy the latest and greatest Natasha Denona palette or something more affordable like a ColourPop. It doesn't really matter about the price range always. Sometimes it does. But if I feel like, you know what, I've got what I need, I don't need anything else right now, that's okay too. For a little bonus round, let's talk about lip products, because I feel like lip products have been what's really taken over a lot outside of blush over the past few years. I was just sharpening my lip pencil and this is how it came out. No. Lipsticks for me have become so much less important. And I don't know if it's because I finally have embraced a lighter lip look, or I just find I don't need the variety of textures and colors and just the amount that I have. But that seems to be the area that I declutter pretty easily and don't go out of my way to purchase myself anymore. I generally prefer like 1 or 2 lip liners, some a little lighter, some a little darker, but nothing too crazy, just as a base. And then a good gloss, really. I feel like I was really late to the boat when it came to wanting to get away from more of a full lip look and just kind of embrace the more natural, easy looks. I feel like I always still needed like a 3-layer moment when it came to my lips. But I really have felt like over the past 6 months to maybe a year, I have just really eliminated so many things as far as the lip products go. I do a little bit of liner, some type of gloss, and I'm good. I actually really like my Ofra lippies, and I recently got in the Mariply Riviera Lip Gloss Briella that I've been dying to try because I love their lip glosses and their lip oils. But it's a much more natural lip combination when you're just doing a touch of liner and a gloss and I'm done. This is so much more freeing for me, easy to reapply, and it doesn't have to be such an ordeal for me in the mornings. And it used to be like a big part of my makeup routine, and it's really just not anymore. I'm going with a lot more of the natural, easy breezy looks. I will say just letting go of some of these must-haves have really made me enjoy makeup in a new way. It's brought the fun back to the makeup. Not feeling like I had to be so regimented or have so much that I couldn't find what I was loving or wanting to use, or new things that I wanted to try that I had recently bought in. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how my makeup journey continues to progress. But what are some things you are letting go of when it comes to your beauty routines? Are you letting go of setting sprays? Are you letting go of primers, contouring, lip lining, eyeshadow altogether? Some people aren't even doing mascara these days because they're just really embracing their natural features. Let me know what you are thinking, because I find this to be really liberating, not only for my pocketbook, but also just for my enjoyment of putting on makeup again in the mornings. I'm always going to be a makeup lover. I'm always going to have a collection, but it's nice to really kind of realize what brings me joy right now with this. And I can't wait to hear from you too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends.